Buckle up, America, because the world just got a whole lot scarier. Last night, the US dropped bunker-busting bombs on not one, not two, but three of Iran's nuclear facilities. Yes, you heard that right, gigantic, earth-shaking GBU-57s and a swarm of Tomahawk missiles rained down in a move straight out of a Tom Clancy novel. But here's the kicker. This wasn't just America flexing its military muscles. This was the US jumping headfirst into Israel's decades-long quest to stop Iran's nuclear program. So, what the hell just happened? Why now? And are we all doomed? Welcome to Libo News, where we're diving deep into this geopolitical dumpster fire with the wit of a stand-up comic and the dread of someone who just checked their 401k. Let's break it down. The bombshell. Literally. First off, let's talk about these weapons. The GBU-57, affectionately called the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, because apparently the Pentagon names bombs like they're auditioning for a Marvel movie, is a 0-pound beast designed to obliterate anything hiding under 200 feet of concrete. Think of it as the US military's way of saying, we see your bunker and we raise you a crater the size of Rhode Island. Add to that the Tomahawk missiles, which are basically flying robots of death with a 1,000-mile range, and you've got a recipe for the kind of destruction that makes Hollywood CGI look like a high school science project. According to President Trump, who announced this operation with the subtlety of a monster truck rally, the strikes were a decisive blow to Iran's nuclear ambitions. But here's where it gets murky. The Pentagon hasn't released any footage. No satellite images, no mission accomplished banner, just a press release and a lot of bravado. Iran, meanwhile, claims the strikes caused minimal damage and vows retaliation. So, who's telling the truth? Spoiler alert, probably neither. Why now? The Israel connection. To understand this, we need to zoom out. For years, Israel has been sounding the alarm about Iran's nuclear program like a neighbor who keeps calling the cops because your BBQ smells too good. Iran's been enriching uranium at levels that scream, we're not just making glow-in-the-dark keychains here. And Israel's response has been a mix of cyber attacks, assassinations, and the occasional airstrike. But this time, the US didn't just cheer from the sidelines, they suited up and joined the game. Why? Well, for one, Trump's back in the White House, and his foreign policy has always been less diplomacy and more, let's blow something up and tweet about it. But there's more. Midterm elections are looming, and nothing distracts from domestic chaos like a good old-fashioned military operation. Plus, Israel's been pushing hard for the US to get involved. And with Saudi Arabia and other Gulf states quietly nodding along, the geopolitical stars aligned for this strike. It's like the Middle East version of a group chat where everyone's egging each other on to do something stupid. The fallout. No, not that kind. So, what happens next? Let's game this out. Option 1. Iran shrugs it off, rebuilds, and we're back to square one. Option 2. Iran retaliates. Maybe with cyber attacks, maybe with proxies like Hezbollah, maybe with something we haven't even thought of. Option 3, and this is the one that keeps Pentagon planners up at night. Iran accelerates its nuclear program, saying, you tried to bomb us? Fine, we're going full Oppenheimer now. And let's not forget the global ripple effects. Oil prices are already spiking because, surprise, the Middle East is where a lot of the world's oil comes from. Russia and China, Iran's buddies in the We're Not Fans of America club, are watching closely. If this escalates, we could be looking at a Cold War sequel nobody asked for. Meanwhile, here at home, Americans are left wondering, are we safer now? Or did we just poke a hornet's nest with a very expensive stick? The bigger picture, are we being played? Here's the part that really grinds my gears. This whole thing feels like a distraction. While we're all glued to cable news watching pundits argue about bunker busters, we're not talking about the economy, healthcare, or the fact that half the country still thinks supply chain is a buzzword invented by hipsters. Military strikes like this have a funny way of unifying people just long enough to forget how divided we are. And let's be real, the defense contractors who make those bombs and missiles, they're probably popping champagne right now. But there's a deeper question here. Why do we keep doing this? For decades, the US has been playing whack-a-mole with Middle Eastern regimes. And what do we have to show for it? Trillions spent, thousands of lives lost, and a region that's still a tinderbox. Maybe it's time to ask if blowing things up is the answer, or if we're just addicted to the explosion. What can you do? Look, I'm not saying you need to become a geopolitical expert overnight, but here's a start. Don't just swallow the headlines. Dig deeper. Ask why this is happening, who benefits, and what's not being said. And maybe, just maybe, call your congressperson and ask what the plan is for when Iran inevitably hits back. Because if there's one thing history teaches us, it's that wars are easy to start and impossible to end. That's it for tonight, folks. If you like this deep dive, smash that subscribe button, share this video, and let us know in the comments, do you think these strikes were a bold move or a reckless gamble? Until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and maybe stock up on canned goods. This is Libo News, signing off.